Thank you so much for speaking with me as the part of the cast and creators of Sissy, which premiered at South by Southwest. Hello, hope y'all are recovering well. So first of all, congratulations. First of all, congratulations on the premiere. How did it feel to premiere the film in a room with people after 2 years? And how did it feel to have that reaction?
I mean, when you're kind of constructing something in your living room for like a year and it's been a 3-year process, you never imagine that you're going to be standing on a stage like South by with such an incredible lead actor and
our whole team.
Our whole team, you know, coming out from Australia and just people responding to this weird little idea you had. I think we couldn't be more grateful.
Yeah, and just such a perfect place, you know, to premiere it. I mean, the audiences in Austin love movies. They love genre movies. And so, yeah, I don't think we could have asked for a better world premiere for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And actually your last movie too kind of dealt with the millennial experience in a very different way. So what made you feel the need to explore the millennial experience from a horror perspective, which made it kind of perfect for the South by Festival?
Well, we, for now, we're shot in 7 days with 25 grand and a cast and crew of 7 people traveling through California.
In a
minivan, completely improvised.
Oh
it was like a mumblecore experiment a la Joe Swanberg, the Duplass Brothers, Lynn Shelton. So like that was us trying to figure out, should we collaborate? And we were like, we love doing this. And then so we got some feedback from our executive producer, William Day Frank. He said he loves that movie. He's like, you weird little artists, if you actually want to have some commercial success, you would have turned this movie into a horror film halfway through, like at the midpoint. And we're horror fans, so the cogs started turning. We were like, let's just build on that sort of road trip cabin in the woods thing, but inject it with like our response to our generation's kind of dealings with social media and the impact on mental health. And it started as an interesting conversation that evolved into this like script, which is commenting on quite a few millennial themes.
Yeah. Similar but different, right?
Exactly.
Same but different.
Yeah. Being a 20-something is a horror show in general, so I get it. Aisha, you also had a very millennial 20-something show, The Bold Type, that I'm a huge fan of, just wanted to say. How did it feel code switching from a character like Kat, who's so different from Cecilia?
Honestly, Kat to me has always felt like I'm more of a departure from myself. And I'm not sure if I should say this or not, but Sissy always felt much closer to myself. Just in, I guess like a certain part of myself. A part of myself that I don't get to explore much in my work. Usually playing the cool girl or the confident girl, or like the like cool girl who's just doing finger guns and stuff because that's what cool girls do. Right?
Good to know. I'm gonna note that.
That's our Wiggles formative framework.
Honestly, like we shot Sissy at the end of 2020. So I had spent that entire year, like the rest of the world, in lockdown. I barely saw anyone. I barely left my apartment for much other than my sad little neighborhood walks. And, the occasional, like, I'd go for a drive just for the thrill of it. And so I felt like completely isolated. I felt like a social pariah. And then, even getting into Australia, I had to go into a quarantine hotel for 2 weeks where I wasn't allowed to leave the room that I was in. And so then kind of coming out of that and being all of a sudden around a bunch of people, I felt like I had this blessing of all of these circumstantial life events that kind of made me connect to Sissy in ways that I didn't even expect, I guess I had spent the entire year preparing to play Sissy by just being a loner.
Thank you, COVID.
Yeah. Fueling your method acting strategy.
Sure, yes. Method bitch.
Well, it looked like you're having a blast at the very least. Was there any scene in particular you liked in general? And spoiler free if you could, but
Oh my gosh. You know what? I was like, every day was so different and hectic, and I guess I'm not sure what it says about me, but I really I thrive in a chaotic environment, something that feels like we don't have enough time. We have 8 scenes left to shoot and 20 minutes to do it. Like, that's when I feel the most calm, actually. And I know what I'm doing. I know my way around a set better than the real world, unfortunately. I've been just doing this for a long time. Oh my gosh. I guess one of the more special days for me was getting to shoot the very last act, and because we got to do stunts and stuff, which is not really, I haven't gotten to do that a lot in my career, but I really enjoyed it, smashing a wine glass and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm not an action girl. You saw me run through the woods, but there was something really fun about getting to lean into that a little bit more. And yeah, I don't know. It was such a hectic day, but I just remember that day really sticks out.
I'm going to jump in.
Yeah.
My favorite scene was actually with Aisha in the bathtub, because it was such a chaotic set, and it was such we shot it so quickly, and there was so much pressure. Just being able to sit with Aisha in a bathtub and look at her in the eyes and kind of check in and go, are we okay? That was a really special moment for me personally.
Yeah. And it was such a small bathroom. It probably only had 5 people in there, so it was a different kind of set compared to running through the woods and carrying gear.
It felt quieter and more settled.
An exhale.
And an important character beat that sets up a lot, I think.
Yeah.
But,
I think we were hysterically giggling a lot because we were just like, what is going on?
Yeah, I think the movie is the tone is so interesting, because you can go from moments of pure comedy to something as quiet and dramatic and character driven as that, and then have this horror that happens in the second half. How did you balance, or how did you keep all those straight? Did one kind of tone begin in the script and then you started to put in the other two, or how did you construct that?
Well, I think we always just kind of talked about it like a film of two halves. We're setting up the dominoes in the first half, and then we're just from the midpoint, we just push them over and just kind of watch them kind of go. So the whole second half was just essentially a series of these kill scenes, but obviously trying to keep in mind that we're bringing it back to the relationship with Cecilia and Emma, and that kind of friendship. And so I think it was just from when we first started writing it, we were it's Bridesmaids or Muriel's Wedding, which is a big film that we all grew up with in Australia.
And a bit of Crossroads,
and a bit of Crossroads thrown in for good meets 80s slasher film. And so if you kind of go with that trope of the friends that go to the cabin in the woods, maybe in a traditional slasher that might start earlier. That might be kind of the inciting incident of the story, but we obviously had a little more to set up in terms of their friendship and this incident that happened in the past,
and being on Cecilia's side.
And that added challenge, I guess, that most slasher films don't have, where without giving anything away, where we kind of complicating a little bit that traditional kind of idea of who the antagonist is, and even by the end of the film, I think if we've done our jobs right, there is still an argument to be had for who is really the true villain of the film. So there was obviously a little more setup with what we wanted to achieve, as opposed to just introducing these characters quickly and throwing them out into the woods to get killed, So it kind of was a film of two halves in that way. It was all the setup and then all the, no pun intended, execution.
Yeah, you definitely felt that turn. It was really surprising. For my last question, what do you think Sissy and Emma's zodiac signs would be? Because I was getting kind of Scorpio energy from Sissy, but I don't know.
What's your history with Scorpios? Do you want to talk about it?
A lot of
Oh, honey, where do we start? I was gonna say maybe Gemini.
Yeah, I see that. I definitely see that.
I don't know. Is Emma Libran like me?
I think so.
Yeah.
Lizzo, you
What do
know.
you think?
I would say Libra or Cancer, something like
Yeah,
that. You know, really
actually-
empathetic.
Cancerian. I
and-
think Cancerian.
Yeah, which I am.
Although Cancerians are
Okay.
deeply sensitive, and I don't think Emma is. She is. She's just self-aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could say a Libra sun and a Cancer moon. I was like,
There you go.
Thank you, Carl.
yes. Thank you so much. I really honestly enjoyed the movie so much. It was my favorite of the fest. So thank you so much for taking the time to chat.
Thanks,
Thank
Carl.
you, Carl.
That's
Lovely
awesome.
meeting you.
Yeah.